how does your subconscious mind shape your reality? In this video, we're gonna talk all about the subconscious, how it shapes our reality, how it affects our intuitive abilities, our ability to imagine, manifest, and even better, some simple ways that we can use to reprogram our subconscious mind to be in support to create a life that feels good. The subconscious mind, your subconscious mind. Our subconscious is what picks up on what's underneath the surface, and it is a deductive reasoning machine. So we put in input, it goes into some mysterious place, out comes a belief, an assumption, a subconscious belief. And this directly shapes how we see our reality. So before I go any further, hi, I'm Sonia. I'm a fourth generation intuitive, and I teach you how to plug back into your innate divine self, your intuition. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. If you're returning, welcome back. I am so grateful. Don't forget to hit subscribe and that little bell notification because I release new videos every single week. And if you are somebody who wants to develop your intuition, develop your heart-based centered intuition, don't forget to join me for my workshop November 16th with the Infinity Foundation from 7 to 9 p.m. on Zoom. Check out the description box below for all of the details, plus a lot of other free resources, meditation, podcasts, all of it, all sorts of good freebies. So enough with that. Let's talk about the subconscious. So we have our conscious mind. That is what we see. It's our input. It's the input from our five senses. Now, our subconscious is below our conscious mind. It is a yes machine. This is the seat of our beliefs. So if your conscious mind is told or raised with the idea that the only way to be successful is to have a corporate job, that's your input. Your subconscious will take that and say, yes. Therefore, how our conscious mind sees it is that through deductive reasoning, it'll say, yes, that's the only way. Now, let's say, for example, even in your subconscious, you say, oh, no, I don't believe that's the only way to be successful. So then it goes to our subconscious that also says, yes. These two things can have opposing points of view. And that's where it can feel a little tricky. What we put into our minds, what you feed your brain, what you feed your consciousness through images, through words, through how you talk to yourself, who you talk to, the books that you read, all of these things are all input that you put into your subconscious mind. For example, if you've ever watched a scary show before going to bed, like I just watched part of The Watcher on Netflix, you might have scary dreams. That's a way that we put things into our conscious, registers in our subconscious. And also, it's how our reality is shaped. It's the perspective from which you see the world. So what is your lens? There's the really beautiful saying, if you're a hammer, everything's a nail. So if your conscious mind believes that you're constantly in danger, that goes into your subconscious, and how you see the world is through the filter and lens of lions and tigers and bears, oh my. Now, in order to change our subconscious, it's more than just putting in new input, because like I said, it's like going through a McDonald's drive-thru. It's like, yes, yes. Our subconscious speaks in images. That's also the language of our spirit. Our intuition, which is the voice of our spirit, comes through the portal of our subconscious, not our linear thinking mind, and speaks to us. And the language, like I said, signs, symbols, words, simple things. So if you really want to start to reprogram your subconscious, first ask yourself, what do I believe to be true? What do I believe to be true about myself, about my intuitive abilities, about the world? Start by examining what your belief systems are and ask, is that from my family? Is that from myself? Is that from society? And like I said, is that true? Does that resonate? When you come against a belief that no longer resonates, something that you want to let go of, instead of having to fight against it, we can reprogram our subconscious with a few things. One, images. All of the major keys of the tarot are all images. Those are all ways, pictorial guides that speak to our subconscious. You can get a Pinterest board, you can find images that help to support new input. A really great one that I also love is to like put the background of your phone, because that's something that we look at all the time that can help to retrain our subconscious mind. Second, another really simple tool that I love to reprogram my subconscious, your subconscious, is when you ask your conscious, when you ask a question, especially right as you're waking up and right as you're falling asleep, before your brain really starts firing on all cylinders. For example, if you really want to develop your confidence, before you're falling asleep, ask yourself in your mind, why am I so confident? What's interesting is our subconscious will start to look for an answer to that question. That will help to retrain our conscious mind, which will then in turn help to shift our reality. Third, change of perspective. How are you seeing the world? Is it through a muddy lens, through a lot of lions and tigers and bears, oh my? To change the lens, we can shift from our focus, which often can be very negative, as we have something humanly in us called the negativity bias. It's what saved us from saber-toothed tigers like millions of years ago. To change our negativity bias, there's part of us that looks to see what's not working. And we can get really fixated and stuck on that, which then helps to, again, subconscious create that lens. So instead of shifting to what's not working, we can also retrain our subconscious mind that will in turn change our reality by focusing on what is working. 3 things that you love about yourself, 3 things that you're grateful for, 3 things that you're proud of as a daily practice is a very powerful way to train your conscious mind that in then turn trains your subconscious mind, which then really changes your reality. So ask yourself, what's the lens from which I see the world? Is it the one that I want? Is it the one that's in support of my highest good? And last but not least, be gentle with yourself. We often get really critical and police our thoughts. You don't need to police your thoughts. We just need to change the channel. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a comment. Don't forget to check out my video last week, which was also a way about shifting up to higher levels of consciousness and some signs and tells. So, yep, join me for my workshop. I will see you next week. Sending you all my love. Bye.